right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Everyman Crossword. The clocks went forward last night, so I'm feeling a little sleep deprived. So let's see how sharp I am. Becomes too much for captain after wicket in cricketing stints. Well, seeing cricketing stints, I'm thinking over, so some kind of over word or overs. Overwhelms, of course, could be becomes too much. Uh, there's the, excuse me, there's the wicket, the W, and then helm is captain, captain a ship to helmet, and that's all inside of overs. Okay. Cockneys live in these units. I'm thinking that's going to be a word where we drop the H. And so you live in homes, but without the H, it sounds like ohms. Oriental, now immediately thinking east. Net assets regularly disappearing. Well, it could have just as easily been regularly appearing, and sure enough, we have east as every second letter. Yeah. I beg your pardon. Ooh, we got an exclamation and a question mark. Down with the solver, etc. I think it must begin what, which could be I beg your pardon, could be what. Down with the solver, etc. What goes on? What's something? No, not getting it. Swift in air. I don't think it's going to be Taylor, but swift is a bird. Air can be to broadcast or the atmosphere. No, not getting that one either. Some acclaim and elation for country's first democratic leader. Okay, this is a straightforward hidden clue. Mandela is in acclaim and elation. No, this should be fairly straightforward, you would think. Mild and soft cheese. A Roman partakes of no end primarily. All right, it's one of those where we take all the first letters. Mascarpone, is that how you say it? I'm sure I've heard of it, but anyway, that's straightforward. Oh, so now a word for swift would be express. And if you express your views, you're airing them. Let's go back to 6 across. Kindly reject. Bitterly cold. Frenchman. Ooh, it's a lot of words in that for just 4 letters. Kindly. I'm wondering if it's going to be a French man's name. I'm not thinking of a man's name that is specifically French in 4 letters. René, maybe. And then bitterly cold. I feel we've had something like this before. It's not coming to me. Kiss with audacity. Ooh. Kiss, of course, can be for an object just to glance off another one, as in snooker. With audacity, daring, dare. No, not seeing it. Sweet chasers consumed snacks. I'm wondering if consumed could be an anagram indicator for sweet chasers. I do see we have cheese. So then let me pause and work out what would be left over. I think cheese straws are a thing. So let's put it in and we'll see if the crossing letters agree. Booze, a kiss, and music in retreat in old city. So I think it's going to be an old city. Unless it's going to be booze, and so therefore maybe the a kiss and music are written backwards in O, maybe in city, in a particular short city. I'm thinking kiss might be X. So could it be AX? And then, of course, is that part going to be retreated or written backwards? That would be X. A. Music could be an air, which in retreat would be RIA. There's too much going on there for my sleep-deprived brain, I'm afraid. Cleans up, as does autumnal gardener. Well, I think it's going to have something to do with falling leaves. Could it be turns a leaf? Is that the same as, I suppose, cleans up maybe? I think usually you'd say turn over a new leaf. That would make this a two-letter word ending in L. I don't think that's likely. Let's try this one. Worked out. The bill perhaps makes sense. Yeah, I think that's going to be something like adds up. Oh, added up, I suppose. Yes. So worked out the bill and something. Oh, sorry, I even read it wrong. Made sense. Therefore, added up is right. All right. So it's not a leaf. Cleans up. Rakes something. Ooh, I don't know what the four-letter word beginning with P would be. No. We now have a D in this one. Old city. No, not seeing it. Overhits, lacking at first, after training, does well. Ooh. Overhits. There's something suspicious about overhits. No, don't see it. Impudence, slip audibly, giving you mouth. Ah, impudence, of course, can be lip, which is in slip. Is it a homophone for some other word for slip? And then maybe, yeah, I mean, giving you mouth and impudence are synonymous, really. All right, every man is going to is going to show spite. Wow, that is very cryptic with a repetition. So I presume there's going to be something repeated in the answer. Maybe it means show spite. Every man could be I or me. Show spite. No. Oh, here's another one with repetition. Notice, noticed, small tools. Notice, of course, could be an ad. Small tools, something pins. I paused there to sip my water and I realized, of course, noticed could be saw, followed by S for small. It could be some kind of saws, and so it's just tools, not. Let me put that in the right order. Something saws. What kind of. And so there's going to be a word for notice. No, but what would that do for 19 down? Visible, wisdom. Aha. So insight means visible, and insight is wisdom. How about a little drunk makes suggestive gesture being game? Ah, I like this one. God, I haven't played Tiddlywinks in a long time. So if you're a little drunk, you can be tiddly. And I suppose if you wink, it might be a suggestive gesture. There we go. Of course. I don't know why every man is going to is I'll. And then if somebody is going to, they will. And ill will is spite, I suppose. All right, still nothing on that. How about escape, knocking back, lager? I'm thinking of flee, but for escape, but that's not lager backwards. I presume it's going to be a word for lager that's reversed. Or maybe it's a word for escape going backwards that means lager. No, a little bit alarmingly disturbed. Oh, it must be an anagram of alarmingly. And it means a little bit. Ooh, I think we can get marginally out of alarmingly. That's nice. And finally, which could be a D, of course, Vienna roll comes round. Ooh. Finally. I wondered if it could be the final four letters of Vienna roll comes round, but that's ALSD. Oh, it's the first three letters, or sorry, the last letters of Vienna roll comes, ALS, and then round is O, and also means and. Good. Tiny shred of memory morsel, did you say? Well, I was wondering if it could be a hidden clue, but then RYMO, is that a word? It would mean 26 would end in O something O, which seems unlikely. Tiny shred of memory, but then did you say? Oh, of course, it's yes, it is a homophone of a morsel is a bite with an I, but with a Y, it's a tiny bit of memory. All right, let's try money needed when haircuts hard. Money needed. No, having trouble with that. The Britons gathered, I think must be an anagram of the Britons. Ruby beryl, birthstones, of course. We're supposed to think it's women, ruby and beryl. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, now, bred in such a patisserie. So I'm thinking this has to be a, um, a hidden clue, chapati. Yeah, there we go. And that gives us a very nice C at the end of impudence. Oh, how is that going to end in a C? I wonder if it's a French term or some other language, because it's very unusual, I think, in English to end in a C, isn't it? Something block, maybe. Oh, giving you mouth. Lip balm, lip slip audibly. Yeah, I think maybe it does begin lips something. What's another name for a chapstick or oh. Well, I forgot, of course, about all the words that end icy, like Titanic, numeric, etc. But I really think this is lip. Um, and yeah, let me come back to that one. Oh, a something. By the way, it looks like they don't put the thick line to divide up this, but I thought of circular saws, and a circular is, I suppose, a notice that's sent around, hence the name. All right. I feel like I skipped around a little bit, so I've probably missed some. I think I got all the acrosses, but let's check the nouns. Oh, yes, so I never looked at these two. Like, stressed. Oh, yeah, so I think it means like the way they've written this word, which is italicized. They've had some like this before where it's literally, look at what you're seeing and write that in. So I think now I'm beginning to pick up on those ones. That's some progress, I suppose. And then qualities of estates. And I have to remember that an estate is a type of car in Britain, like a station wagon. But maybe here it does mean land estates. Qualities of. No, I think I'm going to need more for those, for that. overhits, lacking at first, after training, does well. Well, I'm thinking does well could be thrives. Although I was thinking lacking at first would be an L. So maybe it's not this. Overhits, lacking at first, after training. Training, of course, can be PE, PT. But this does seem likely that this could be what have you. Down with the solver. So the definition, I think, is etc., where you might reel off a number of items and then say, and what have you. And so I beg your pardon is what? Down with, or down, the solver is you. Down, I think maybe is have. I'm not exactly sure how the down with works for have. I thought I nearly had it, but it's gone. Oh, this one now must be a lip sync. So sync, S-I-N-K, sounds like S-Y-N-C. And giving you mouth, I think that's a very loose definition of lip sync. I think they could have done better than that. All right. Qualities of proportions, properties. Oh, properties, of course. Or qualities of something, its properties. And estates can be properties. Now, escape, knocking back. So we had slip as part of the clue above. And that's what it is here. And the lagger is pills, written backwards. Money needed when haircuts hard is dosh, slang term for money. And haircuts are dues. And hard is simply H. All right, just the top right to go. Let me pause and think about this long one. No, I am still not getting that, but my eyes wandered over to 8 down, and I realized cleans up, of course, could also be to make a lot of money. And I thought, if you're raking up leaves, you might make a pile. So let's try now. Kindly reject, bitterly cold, Frenchman. It may be a word for kindly, and then you remove some letters that mean bitterly cold, maybe icy, and you get a Frenchman. Not homme or garçon or kindly. No, not seeing it. Kiss with audacity. Opaque could be kiss. But how is that? audacity. Let me put it in and take a look. Gregory Peck. A peck is an amount. Is there another synonym for kiss? Audacity. Cheek, of course, is audacity, but yeah, I'm not saying that. Let me pause and think about these two. Well, I was just thinking again about 10 across, and I realized necking is kissing, and then if you have some neck, you have audacity. Does that help me with my booze? Yeah, let me think about. First of all, think about cities that this might fit, especially if it ends in RIA. Yeah, so I think if the definition is old city, then it's going to end with music in retreat, which could be RIA. Otherwise, if it's a type of booze, I think the whole thing is going to be inside old, which could be O and then a short city, or it could be an actual old city that's ends in I something. Oh, Alexandria, of course, just came to me. Don't know why I didn't. Especially where I thought AX, and then I even said, I think XA backwards. So let's see how this works. Booze is ale. A kiss is AX. No, it's a kiss is X, and is and only the music is in retreat. Yeah, there we go. So now we just have kindly, calm, maybe? No, I don't think so. Reject, bitterly cold. Of course, Frenchman could be M for Monsieur. Oh, maybe it's a word for bitterly cold that is backwards. Kindly, I don't think calm means kindly. Now let me pause and think about that. It is something we've seen before, I think, where the word raw is used for bitterly cold, and that does indeed get rejected to make war. Frenchman is M, and warm is kindly. All right, well, we don't have the check this button, I think, until next week when the new crossword comes out. But I'm happy enough with that. If you've spotted any errors or can explain any that I didn't understand, please let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.